Alright, let's dive into the metaverse, specifically one of its biggest, brightest, and most popular worlds, Roblox. You know it, right? It's this digital universe where your imagination is supposed to be the only limit. But as we're about to find out, this massive digital playground, it has a really dark side that most of its users, and especially their parents, never see coming. So let's peel back the layers and see what's really hiding under the surface. First, to get a sense of just how big this is, look at this number. $151 million. That's how many people, on average, are playing on Roblox every single day. That's not a game, that's a global phenomenon. It's basically a digital nation with a population bigger than most countries on Earth. But who are all these people? Well, here's where it gets serious. A staggering 40% of Roblox's daily users are kids under the age of 13. We're talking tens of millions of children. For so many of them, this isn't just a game, it's a huge part of their childhood, and that just raises the stakes for everything we're about to talk about. Which really brings us to the main question here. Roblox sells itself as the safe, creative space for kids. But is it? Behind all that success, behind the millions of colorful avatars, what secrets is this digital playground really hiding? So let's start at the very top, the corporation itself. Because long before any player even logs on, there are some pretty serious questions about the company's integrity and its priorities. And that's where we see the first cracks in the whole facade. The whole thing really blew up in October 2024. Hindenburg Research, a firm that's famous for these deep dive investigations, dropped a total bombshell report. They accused Roblox of massively inflating its user numbers to mislead investors and pump up its stock price. And this wasn't just some fringe claim. By February 2025, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, confirmed it had an active and ongoing investigation. The federal government was officially involved. So here's a quick breakdown of what they were accused of. Investigators claimed that these key metrics, like daily active users and how long people were playing, were just artificially pumped up with bots. But here's the most damning part. While the company was supposedly so focused on juicing its numbers, its actual spending on trust and safety went down by 2%. And to save even more money, they shifted moderation from actual human beings to less reliable and frankly more easily fooled AI systems. So the takeaway is pretty clear. Critics argue the company put its stock price way ahead of user safety. And that corporate story leads us right to the very heart of the platform, its creators. You see, the millions of games on Roblox, they're built by the company. They're built by its users. And a whole lot of them are kids, operating in what some people are now calling an exploitative child labor economy. The whole situation becomes crystal clear when you just look at the math. On a normal platform, say Steam or Epic Games, a developer gets to keep somewhere between 70 and 88% of the money their game makes. Makes sense, right? While on Roblox, the creators who build the entire universe from the ground up, they only see about 24.5% of the value they create. It's a model that just sucks immense value out of a young, totally unregulated workforce. And, actually getting that money out is a whole other nightmare. The official system is called DevEx, and it is just full of hurdles. First, a young developer has to earn at least 100,000 Robux, which is the in-game money. Then, just to be eligible to cash out, they have to pay a monthly subscription fee. And here's the real kicker. That 100,000 Robux, which cost other players about 1,000 real-world dollars to buy, can only be cashed out by the developer for $350. And because these kids aren't formal employees, they have absolutely zero protection. Just take the story of a 16-year-old developer named Anna. The game she worked on made over $2 million. But when the older project leaders, the ones who controlled the account, just decided to cut her pay by 40%, she had nowhere to go. Roblox didn't offer any HR, no support, no help at all. And this brings us to the third, and honestly, the most disturbing layer of this whole thing. When you cut safety spending and you automate moderation, the platform doesn't just get exploitative, it gets dangerous. Lawsuits are now alleging that the very design of Roblox has turned it into a hunting ground for predators. And there is a clear, thoughtful playbook they use. It starts with access. A predator just creates a kid-like avatar to blend right in. Then they build trust, a lot of times by gifting Robux to make a child feel special or like they owe them something. The next step is absolutely crucial: isolation. They move the conversation off of Roblox to apps with less moderation like Discord or Snapchat. And from there, it can escalate to abuse, blackmail, and in the most horrific cases, even abduction. The scale of this is just terrifying. In 2023 alone, Roblox itself reported over 13,000 incidents of child exploitation to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That's up from 3,000 just the year before. It's a massive jump, and it signals a crisis that is just getting worse fast. And this danger isn't hiding in some dark, remote corner of the platform. This quote is from a mother whose kid was playing Adopt Me, one of the most popular and supposedly safe games on the entire platform. Even there, her child's avatar was targeted and subjected to simulated sex acts. So how is this stuff even getting past the filters? Well, users have developed a whole coded language. Condo games is slang for these user-made spaces designed for virtual sex. They use terms like vibe or bed RP to just fly right under the AI's radar. Disturbingly, investigators have even found hundreds of games that reference real-world sex trafficking scandals, with names like Diddy Party and Escape to Epstein Island. And beyond the predators, there's another shadow economy that's just flourishing: Roblox casinos. These are illegal, third-party gambling sites where kids can link their Roblox accounts and literally gamble away their Robux. Kids have lost fortunes. One user reported losses that were equivalent to $190,000. And lawsuits are now alleging that Roblox is actually helping this by processing the Robux transfers and then taking a 30% cut when the casino operators cash out. So, with failures this deep and this systemic, a backlash was, inevitable. And it has now arrived in full force. The company is facing a legal storm from literally every direction. We're talking state attorneys general and hundreds of families. This quote from the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, in a 2025 lawsuit pretty much says it all. He called Roblox a pixel pedophile's paradise, arguing that corporate greed had just sacrificed the well-being of millions of kids. The language coming from state officials has been incredibly blunt. And the legal actions just started coming one after another, boom, boom, boom. It started in August 2025 with Louisiana suing, then Kentucky, then Texas, then Florida. By December, the pressure was so intense that 80 different federal lawsuits from all over the country were combined into one single massive case, which is known as a multi-district litigation, or MDL. This table kind of breaks down the different legal fronts they're fighting on. The big federal MDL, it accuses the company of negligent design. The state lawsuits are focused on deceptive business practices and not verifying users' ages. Then you have these heartbreaking individual cases, like the wrongful death suit filed after 15-year-old Ethan Dallas died by suicide, which his family says is linked to years of grooming that started on Roblox. And all of this is going on while the SEC's financial investigation is still looming in the background. So under all this immense pressure, Roblox finally did something. They rolled out what they're calling a groundbreaking safety overhaul in late 2025. But the big question on everyone's mind is it enough? And why did it take a legal firestorm for them to do it in the first place? So here are the main changes. The big one is mandatory facial age estimation for anyone who wants to use chat. This sorts users into 6 different age brackets, and now communication between those brackets is heavily restricted. So a 10-year-old can no longer get a random message from a 40-year-old. They're also, finally, banning people from sharing social media links to try and stop that move to other apps. But critics are, shall we say, skeptical. They argue that yeah, these are good steps, but they're reactive, not proactive. They do nothing to fix that underlying exploitative creator economy that targets kids. And they don't solve the problem of a determined predator who could probably find a way to fool an AI verification system. The fixes seem to address the symptoms, but maybe not the actual disease. And all of this leaves us with one final massive question. The story of Roblox really seems to expose this fundamental conflict between maximizing growth and profit on one side, and on the other, ensuring the absolute safety of its youngest users. So we'll leave you with this to think about. Can a system that is built for growth at all costs ever truly be safe?